How's it going, everybody? So news is late this week through a combination of things. It was Short's birthday, so we were all at that. The heat now has kicked into full-on disgusting. Um, so it's a late night session. We're sponsored by absolutely no coffee, and my insides are just sponsored by staying hydrated. Because today has been gross warm. But yeah, we all hung out with Con, had a good time. That was really good. Yeah. Didn't get any footage, it was just purely a birthday thing. Not really like one of the usual breaks or whatever. What else has happened? Loads of stuff. There are loads of reasons why this is delayed. Tom is super burnt out, so I've just said, just take your time with this. So you know what? It'll go up when it goes up. It is what it is. But we do need to keep this news rolling. So I'm just going to get into it because I've had to turn my fans off. Otherwise the audio will be terrible. But as a result, I am dying. Like I've just washed my hair to try and like feel less disgusting. So you might watch it just explode in real time and just go full curly. So that's fun. Anyway, we have got a new rank 8. This is kind of old news, but the big thing that it does is rip a card from extra deck. Can we stop printing stuff with this on it? Oh, it warps deck building in a really irritating way, and I'm not a huge fan of it. But yeah, on a generic rank 8, it has 3k attack. Yeah, it is generic. 3k attack, 2-5 defense. It's a Fiend XYZ. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn each. If this card is XYZ summoned, you can look at your opponent's extra deck, send one card from it to the graveyard. The second, you can detach one material from this card, then target one card your opponent controls, destroy it. Then if it was a face-up monster, inflict damage to your opponent equal to half the attack on field. Not original attack, so that could come up. And then once per turn during your standby phase, you can attach one card from your opponent's graveyard to this card as material. Yeah, what more can I say? It's a generic rank 8 with an extra deck rip or a pop. It's not too bad. Master Duel has new rank, so basically this is Platinum. Platinum's now Gold. Everything else drops down to, but that's pretty much the long and the short of it as far as I'm aware. Right now, I'm not that aware of Master Duel. It's pretty unplayable until they really sort the list out. But there is all the details in front of you, including the gems for advancing. We've got Photon support, so we've got Delta Wing. Caption, at least it's free XYZ. So it's a level 4 light machine effect monster, 1800 attack, 900 defense. If this card is normal summoned, you can special summon one Photon Delta Wing from your hand or deck in defense position, but you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of the turn except light monsters. Your opponent cannot declare attacks while you control another Photon Delta Wing. So that's it. It's literally it's a rank 4 that each your normal summon. I feel like we've got better there. There is the Mythic Blackluster Soldier campaign in the OCG. There's only 3,000 copies, and they have to jump through some hoops to get it, but it's really cool that they get these kind of collectible options. Please, can we have more of them over in the TCG? Thanks. It can't be used in a duel. It's pretty much just a collector's item. You scratch out a scratch card you get by buying 3,000 yen or more, including tax, from an OTS store, or well, their equivalent of an OTS store. It's cool. I know we get the larts and we appreciate the larts, but stuff like this would also be nice. We've got some Reigns, kind of like standard merch, some keychains. I think there's more to come in more articles, but yeah, if you're into your Reigns stuff, they're doing some things. The acrylic keychains, Not my kind of thing. And more of not my kind of thing, we've got a very premium Dark Magician Girl figure coming. I do actually really appreciate the way that they've done the books and the Magician Girl being summoned from the books. But by and large, not really something that would adorn my shelf. But if it would yours, go ahead, buy the things. Again, 5Ds. I think we've seen bits of this before, but yeah, just more standard merch, posters, pins, keychains. There's a shirt, so yeah, go ahead and get your 5D stuff. We have got a new spell card for Pyros, I believe. It's not volcanic specific, normal spell card. You can only activate one card with this effect's name per turn. Add one level 4 or lower Pyro monster from your deck to your hand. So Pyro got a rotor. Cool. Pyro needs a lot of love. Though they do have, I'll say, rekindling, but yeah. We finally have the text for overwrite. Oh no, over future fusion. So this seems like an either-or kind of thing. So it's continuous spell. During your main phase, you can activate one of these effects. Reveal one fusion monster in your extra deck. Send one of the fusion materials mentioned on it by name from your deck to the graveyard. And if you do, you cannot special summon monsters with that name, nor activate that monster's effects for the rest of the turn. So they gave you a foolish, but they really locked it down. Or fusion summon one Dark Machine monster from your extra deck by banishing fusion materials listed on your graveyard, on it from your graveyard. So you've got 6 overload fusions, I guess. If that's the game plan you really want to go in on. Now it's twice as consistent. But yeah, I can't see the way this breaks anything. They were really careful by the looks. So it's not new future fusion really. We've got a new promo, which is Flame Tongue the Blazing Magical Blade. Some of these names, dude. So it's a Link 2 Warrior Link Effect monster, 1400, and it takes 2 fire monsters, bottom left and bottom right. You can only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So first, face up spells and traps you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's effects. It feels like you'd protect floodgates with that mainly. You can target one of your banished fire monsters, add it to your hand, and if you do, you cannot activate the effects of cards with that name for the rest of the turn. Pretty mid, but excuse me. We've got more merchandise as well. More figures. Again, not my kind of... Actually, the little figure stands, kind of cool, kind of funky. But this is GX. It looks like it's... Oh, no, it's not just GX. There's other ones from not GX, but I am not too familiar with the series, so there is at least GX things. We've got a new Fiendish Chain style trap. Target one monster on the field with 2,000 or more attack. Banish it until the end phase of the next turn. Then, if you activated this card while you controlled a Red Dragon Archfiend or a Synchro monster that mentions it, you can set one Fiendish Chain from your deck to your graveyard. We have Fiendish Chain Launcher. I don't think this was needed. I don't think it'll see play, but if you want to, have fun with it. This absolutely would look great on my shelves. On the other hand, this is a really premium Dark Paladin, and I want it. That is very nice. Yeah, this butters my egg roll. This model is very nice. We got some reprints that I don't think anyone was asking for. Fire Flint Lady, Chronograph Sorcerer, Performer Pal Celestial Magician, and XYZ block. Maybe the Celestial Magician was a shout, but otherwise, reprints and reprints, cool. We've got some more Kyber Corp stuff. This stuff seems to just keep coming, and it doesn't stop coming. So yeah, we've got shot glasses. The shot glasses. Anything's a shot glass if you believe hard enough. Key holder, pouch, and a cloth poster for those who are really, really into Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'm looking at you, Tom, not Con. Okay, we got more Vices cards on the way, and if memory serves, one of them's a little bit lethal, or has the potential to be. So we've got Vices Samsara, Fairy Tuner effect, 1521. You can only use the second effect of the card's name once per turn. The first is this card's name becomes Vices Starfrost while on the field or graveyard, which I do believe is relevant. You can target any number of your Vices monsters that are banished on your field and or in your graveyard, shuffle them into the deck, and if you do, special summon this card from your hand. And if you do, it gains 400 attack for each monster with a different name shuffled by the effect. That's pretty free, assuming you don't need too much graveyard setup. If this card you control would be used as synchro material, you can treat it as a tuner. So, yeah, more Mana Dome support. This, I believe, is the scary one, potentially. So, Veda Upanishad? Close enough. Dark Warrior, special summon pendulum effect. Pendulum scale 0, level 12, 0 attack, 4k defense. Pendulum effect, once per chain, if a monster is destroyed, place 3 counters on this card. So you're going to want to be cycling destruction effects to get this up to an amount of counters. This card's pendulum scale is increased by the number of counters on it. That's kind of cool and flexible. You can remove 12 counters from this card, special summon it. Okay. Monster effect cannot be normal summoned or set, must be special summoned by its own pendulum effect. You can only special summon Veda. Yeah, we've been there, we've been through this once per turn. Once per turn, if your opponent special summons a monster or monsters from the extra deck, you can banish 12 cards from your hand, field, and or graveyard face down. It becomes the end phase of the turn. Turn skips. Great. It's what we like to see on cards. Once per turn, during your standby phase, return this card to the hand. Then you can special summon one of your Veda monsters that is banished or in your hand, deck, or graveyard. Right now, everything I've seen looks a little bit janky and a little bit susceptible to interruption, but that's scary. Then we've got Manadium Trilla. Jesus, come on. It's late and I'm tired. Trillo Sukda. It's a light fairy synchro tuner effect. It's got 2300 and 1300. It's a level 6. It takes 1 tuner and 1 non-tuner. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If this card is synchro summoned, you can target 1 level 2 tuner in your graveyard, special summon it, but its effects are negated. I'm pretty sure we've just been down this road and it's not a bad one to go down. Is this just budget Excel synchron? Maybe. You can target any number of tuners you control. Their level become 2. Also, you cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck for the rest of the turn except synchro monsters. That sounds like it's going to be good, especially with it being generic, from what I'm seeing here. We have got Sekai Banker, or Planetary Elegy. It's a normal spell. You can only only use the second effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first of add 1 Veda monster from your deck to your hand is not a once per turn. That's Fossil Dig. Okay. If a face-up tuners you control is destroyed by battle or card effect while this card is in your graveyard, and Vices Starfrost is on the field, you can banish this card, then target one of those destroyed monsters, add it to your hand. That's better Fossil Dig. I can't speak to how good Veda are, all in all, but that's pretty tight. Planetary Eulogy. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. Target one monster you control and one effect monster your opponent controls. Destroy that monster you control, and if you do, negate the opponent's monster effects until the end of the turn. Then if Isis Starfrost is on the field, you can destroy the targeted monster. Yeah, a little bit edge casey, I guess. It's an imperm, but like, do you really want to neg on your resources that hard? I guess. I don't know if they float. If they float as much as they might. During your main phase, if a Veta monster card is on the field, you can banish this from your graveyard, destroy one monster you control. We're going hard on destruction. And then, yeah, we've got two more. Starve Saga, normal trap. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. If a Isis Starfrost is on the field, target one effect monster on the field, shuffle that target into the deck, and if you do, during the end phase of this turn, its owner can add one monster from their deck to the hand with a different type and lower level than the shuffled monster. Monster's level, rank, or link rating. If a Veta monster is special summoned while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card to your hand. Self-recycling, and it kind of rotors. Bit awkward though. I don't know enough about the deck to comment. Loka Samsara. It's a normal trap. You can only use the first and second effects of this card's name once per turn. Banish one face-up Isis Starfrost you control until the end phase. Special summon one heart monster with 3000 attack from your extra deck, ignoring its summoning conditions, but it can only activate its effects once. Also banish it face down during the end phase. If your opponent special summons a monster from the monster or monsters from the extra deck while this card is in your graveyard, you can add it to your hand. Cool. They are interesting at the very least. I don't know enough about the deck. I think this is going to be very good. This has the potential to be very unfair. So we'll see. We got more Earthbound stuff. It is Earthbound Release. It's a normal trap card. When a level 6 or higher monster is normal or special, summon tribute one level 10 Earthbound monster. Destroy as many monsters your opponent controls as possible, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to the destroyed monster's total original attack. That could be an OTK out of nowhere, but it's also asking you to play Earthbound. We have more merch. It's more of the same. It's frames, it's pins, it's stands, it's stuff. There's cases, there's boards. Buy the things if you like the things, people. Yeah, cases, mirror. They're really going hard on merch, and it looks like it's more of the same but different characters. Right, we've got to the OCG portion. I think we only had one tournament, so it's been a little bit quiet. Kashtira took the top. What a surprise, it's real strong. They're playing the Pathfinder engine to make sure they're finding that race off, since it's been limited. Playing Necro Valley as well. Ooh. The Perolino will be to find the Tillerman's Kashtira. Yeah, it's tier. They've even jam set rotation in there. And a Sayuja. Wow, I did not expect to see that. Adventuring for Noble Knight. This is interesting. This is very interesting. Is there anything banned that we don't have that allows for this to be a thing? It doesn't look like it. That's pretty cool. That may well be a deck worth looking into in general. Nice to see Phantasme in the side as well. We've got Runic. It's Runic, and it stuns, and there's a Mano there. Stop it. Stop it, people. Code Talker Mathmech. Oh, it must be nice. It must be nice to have Circular at 3. Multiplication in there, not a huge fan. I am liking the inclusion of the I can't remember the name, the free Ignister. They've got the Foolish in there as well. There's generic Cyber's good stuff. I really don't like Sigma at 1. That's a little dicey. In fact, all the math backs up. It's a very compact engine. Although I suppose you've got the firewall side to supplement it, and they do have the code talker inverted, so if they want to get really greedy with it, they can. I'm still looking forward to this Link 1. Cache tier again. What can I say? It's cache tier. Nothing I'm seeing is blowing my mind. They are, yeah, their extra deck is pretty much unscathed. Still got Mind Hacker. Ew. Ishizu tier. Yeah. Magical Dragon does a lot of work, so yeah, that's been the OCG tournament. Let's have a look at how the TCG's been shaking up. This is pretty interesting and like, this is very happy and very depressing at the same time. It's got Vanquish Soul taking the whole event, the deck that I wanted to pick up and play. But Konami gave it like 7 goddamn Ultra slots, and MathMech proving that it does still work. Vanquish Soul looks great. It's kind of cool to see the Fenris in there, flexing for your Earth target to pop out your Kaiser. What is it? Kaiser Valius, yeah. Because that's the kind of win con, along with a Regulus. Yeah. You can very easily start to just out-advantage people. I'm not sure if they know where they're up to and how to counter it efficiently yet, but yeah, it's a very cool deck, very heads up. Not selling my kidney to get it though. And Firewall MathMech, I really like the look of this list. The singular crossout is a bit weird. Not a fan of that. That feels like a 3 or 0 kind of vibe. But definitely the hand trap spread to go with the crossouts. And it's 41 card deck. Yeah. What can I say? It put up the results. I tend to prefer the Phantom over the Guardian. I know the Guardian's seen a lot more experimentation right now. And no conflict, so I guess it makes sense that you definitely go Guardian over Phantom in that case. Seen a lot of the G-Golem Crystal Heart. I have tested with it. It's pretty good. It feels busted to go Crystal Heart, Reborn, Transcode, Reborn, Splash Mage, Reborn a thing. Have all the material to do whatever you want ever. But yeah, really, really cool list. Thank you to Kevin for repping it and keeping it alive. Toronto, we have next to no information on this, but Manadeum with Scareclaw got a pretty respectable position, which is nice to see, because I think the deck was like not struggling but not converting, and it is very cool. So there is the list. I don't know much about it other than it's pretty cool. Obviously a lot of the synchro shenanigans. Canada, there was a lot of Dragon Link, there was a Mekanko, Pirelli still managing to convert, Flu sneaking in, and then we got Louisville, Cash Tira taking the top. The thing that surprised me here was the Danger Morphtronic list, which, do you know what, we're going to skip right back to, because I should have clicked on that. God damn. Tom, don't edit it. It's just as rough as it's going to be. Right. Manadeum, we spoke about that. And there was some stuff, and it was all like good decks that we'd expect. Morphtronic. Danger Morphtronic. Yeah, it's Telephone. It looks like it's an FTK. That's interesting to see the Gizmech in there. Yeah. That's a cool list as far as FTKs go. And for it to actually place reasonably is very funky. But yeah, that's kind of been the news, guys. I'm sorry about the low energy. I am actually melting. It's so warm. Um, we'll be back next week with more prompt and more energy appropriate news. Me and Con are doing Cuphead now as well. Tom, I don't know when it will release or will have released, but he's done an absolute masterpiece of a video essay, so check that out. And if you've suffered through this far, then you should definitely like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, hit the bell icon, do all those good things. Um, thanks for watching. I'm gonna go to sleep. Namaste, fuckers. We'll see you next time.